Hey guys, happy Monday. So, in case you missed it, Kokoist USA just released a bunch of really exciting new fall products. One of those being the new Crazy Gelip collection. These are the cat claws, and they're my favorite. Now, these are a little bit different than our classic Gelip collection, so we've had a lot of people asking for us to do a couple tutorials on how to get these guys on. So, we're going to put a cat claw on together. I'm going to show you a couple little tips and tricks on how to get these guys on perfectly, and then we're going to do a little bit of nail art for funsies. Let's get going. So when applying our crazy gelips, the first step is always going to be good prep. So here I've got my sample model nail, and we have our cuticles done, we have our free edge shaped, and we have a nice even coat of our mega stick base right on that nail, fully cured, and she is ready for a crazy gelip application. Let's talk about sizing a little bit here. Now, I know that this nail is measured and it fits a size 4. I've got a 3 and I've got a 5 here. You'll see that there are some differences in the width as well as the cuticle shape. So it's really important to measure out and make sure that your nail fits your natural nail very nicely. I'm going to show you how all three of these look on this nail. So this is the size 4. You can see the number inside the pre-etched underside here. I know that when I set this nail on my natural nail here, it's going to fit into my cuticle area very nicely, and it reaches from sidewall to sidewall without pinching, without going over the sides. It doesn't feel uncomfortable. I don't have to push down to make it fit or anything. It's a very, very comfortable fit. This is an example of a well-fitted crazy gelip, okay? Fits well from sidewall to sidewall. It is comfortable at the cuticle. If you do feel you need to file the cuticle edge to match your natural nail's cuticle, that is absolutely acceptable. Let's go a size down to the 5, and I'll show you what this looks like. This is where it may look a little bit deceiving. If I press the 5 down onto my nail, it looks like it actually almost fits. It's very, very close, but I do feel like I have to kind of press down to get this nail to reach the sidewalls. And it's still a teensy bit short if I pull my sidewalls back here. We don't want to see that. We want to see it reaching comfortably from sidewall to sidewall without any force. Now let's look at the 3. This one is a little bit larger, and the cuticle is also a touch flatter because of that width. And when I place it on the nail, I can even feel it hitting my skin. It is definitely too wide. The cuticle is quite square. It comes out too far on the sides here. So this is going to result in some flooding if you are applying a tip that is too large. So we're definitely going to go with the 4. Now, when we are applying these tips to the natural nail, the best product to use is going to be the Super Gelip Bond. This product is designed to chemically fuse with these gelip tips, which significantly reduces the amount of popping off you will experience while wearing these nails. You're also going to need your stick light. This is the Kokoist portable curing unit. To turn it on, you just press the 60-second button, and it actually has a very handy touch sensor on the tip, so you can activate it very, very quickly when curing your nails. And I like to have it on my table ready like this on its little magnetic stand. It's really, really easy to just throw it on there, and it's on. I can tell it's on because this light is on. So when I'm ready to cure my nail, all I have to do is tap and I'm ready to go. Now, applying the Super Gelic Bond on the underside of this nail, before going ahead and doing that, I am just going to give it a quick wipe with some isopropyl alcohol just to remove any dust, debris, or oil that may be on the underside of this tip. And it is pre-etched, so you do not need to worry about etching using a sanding band or any kind of chemical etching products. It's ready to go, and you can go straight in with the Super Gelic Bond. So I'm going to apply a nice even layer to that pre-etched underside area, and you can add just a little bit of extra product right by the cuticle as well. Now, if you have a client that has a very curved natural nail, say it points down very much, when you are going to apply this tip, you can take your Super Gel Bond and apply kind of like a break wall right here, just a little bit of uncured gel to the tip of the nail. That way, when you apply your tip, the gel that is under the tip will meet the gel that is on top of the nail, and it's going to marry, and it's going to be very, very easy to apply. When you're applying your gel tip, you want to just look from afar and make sure that the shape and the length of the nail is very straight to the finger before approaching. You are going to approach at a 45-degree angle. So you're going to be tipped up like this. You're going to apply near the cuticle and you're going to rock it downwards. This is going to help reduce the amount of air bubbles that you get, and it's going to have the gel flow forwards to cover the natural nail. So lining up straight, apply towards the cuticle, press to spread the gel towards the free edge, and cure. Now, once you have flash cured this Gelip in place, you can go ahead and do the whole hand. You can do all 5 fingers. You do still want to put this in your table lamp, your full curing unit, to make sure you fully cure this gel. This little mini light is simply a flash curing unit, so it's best to do a full cure in your regular table lamp to make sure everything is nice and solid. Now at this point, you can use a hand file or your e-file with a tapered bit to just blend that cuticle area into the Gelip and kind of give yourself a little bit of a thinner area so that when this Gelip does grow out over the next few weeks, you have a nice seamless transition into the regrowth. And it's not necessary, but you can give it a quick once over with a buffer as well. Now just a little bit of isopropyl alcohol on my brush to dust it off, and we're ready to paint. I'm going to use chrome today, so I'm going to start with the Nail Thoughts Chrome It in Black. Now this black is pretty glassy, pretty see-through, so you don't have to worry about getting it a perfect opaque finish. You just want a nice even layer. Now we're going to go ahead and cure this for 30 seconds. I'm going to be using the Kokoist Platinum Veil Powder today over top of that Nail Thoughts Chrome It Black. Grabbing a decent amount on my makeup sponge, and we are going to burnish that straight into that Chrome It Black. Just going to use the clean side of my sponge to clean off any excess glitter and seal with our ultra glossy top coat. Now let's play with some jelly top. We're going to do a 3D design over top of this chrome. I'm going for a fleur-de-lis design here today.
I'm going to build up this fleur-de-lis design basically with a bunch of different teardrops, starting with my large one, pulling right down the center, and then I'm going to go back and pull the round side of the teardrop up to create a point. I'm going to go back and do the smaller one underneath that, making sure it's nice and centered to the cat claw, and make sure you flash cure as you go to stop everything in its place once you're happy. Take your time, make sure it's all very symmetrical. This is a very symmetrical design. You don't want it to look any lopsided at all. Do those 2 shoulder arms and then the 2 lower ones as well that are a little smaller to match that smaller tail. And then after you cure all that, you can go in and add some details like the bands in the middle and some kind of top spines on top of all of your teardrops until you have a beautiful fleur-de-lis design. It looks almost medieval, very cool, totally matches my table beautifully, and looks amazing on top of this Cat Claw Crazy Gelip.
So there you go. That is how you put on a Crazy Gelip cat claw. I love this system. It makes these fashion fantasy shapes super accessible. There's not an excessive amount of sculpting or extra filing work that you have to do with them. It's very plug and play. So something to note here, this is a very unique system with a lot of very unique architecture. And because of that, this is not something that I would typically recommend rebalancing. This is something that I would probably soak off and reapply every time my client comes back. This way, you're going to maintain all of that beautiful architecture that is built into these crazy Gelips. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, we have our cute little comment section down below. You can drop your questions down there. We'll do our very best to get back to you as quickly as possible. Thank you for tuning in. I always appreciate it. Stay busy, stay inspired, and we'll see you right back here in 7 days for another episode of Monday Masters. Take care.